Today, we are going to be looking at ways that you can introduce yourself in English and also some things that you should definitely avoid. If you are new to English, it's well worth being prepared with some things that you can say to help you make your introductions and also to know how to respond. So let's get started. Let's begin with giving your name and asking for someone else's. Hello, my name is... Hello, my name is Laura. Hello, my name is Laura. This introduction is perfectly appropriate in all situations, both formal and informal. You can't go wrong with this one. For more informal situations, you could use Hi, I'm Laura. Hi, I'm Laura. In some situations, you may need to introduce yourself using your first and second name. For example, at the doctor's, at university, the tax office, somewhere that you need to register more formally. It's important to note here the difference between the English and the Chinese order of names. In English, we give our first name, also called our forename or given name, first before our family name. Our family name is often referred to as our second name or our surname. For example, with the name Alex Smith, Smith is the family name and would always be given after the first name or the forename, which would be Alex. When you want to find out someone else's name, you can ask, "What is your name?" or "What's your name?" But what is more commonly done is to introduce yourself first. Hi, I'm... This encourages the other person to tell you their name. It's one of the many quirks of British etiquette to not ask for someone's name, to just introduce yourself first. It's kind of a backwards way of asking for someone's name. You may want to say where you are from or where you live when you're giving your introduction. So you would use, I am from England. I am from England. Or, I'm from England. I'm from England. If I was actually in England when I was giving my introduction, when I wanted to tell somebody where I was from, I wouldn't say I was in England because that would be assumed. I would instead be more specific about where I was from. So for example, I would say, I am from Yorkshire. I am from Yorkshire. Or alternatively, I'm from Yorkshire. I'm from Yorkshire. Beautiful part of the world. If you ever get a chance to go, do. If you wanted to say something about the job that you do, you can give your job title, what your job is, and also where you work. Here you would say, I am a barista. I am a teacher. Or alternatively, I'm a barista. I'm a teacher. And then you could add the place that you work. I work at Starbucks. I work at Starbucks. So putting that all together, I am a barista, I work at Starbucks. When introducing yourself, it's rare in most situations to need to give your age. However, you may want to tell somebody how old you are. So you would say, I am years old. I am 20 years old. I am 30 years old. Alternatively, you could say, I'm years old. I'm 20 years old. I'm 30 years old. Another way you can give your age is by not saying the years at the end. So you can say, I am, and just give the number. I am 20. I am 30. Or I'm 20. I'm 30. The person listening to you will understand what you mean without you having to say years old. It's a nice, easy one to remember because there's not too many words. A little word of warning, it is considered impolite to ask somebody their age unless you are talking to a child, so it's definitely best to avoid doing. Before we finish, I just wanted to talk briefly about some things you might hear during an introduction. You may hear somebody say, "How do you do?" Not to be confused with "What do you do?" How do you do is a greeting, and the appropriate response is something like, "I'm fine, thank you." You may want to add on to the end, "And you?" So if somebody says to you, "How do you do?" you respond with, "I'm fine, thank you." And you? It's important to note here that when somebody says, "How do you do?" they're not actually asking how you are. It's just a greeting. So unless you know the person very well, but if you know them very well, they're unlikely to ask you, "How do you do?" It's quite a formal greeting for people who don't know each other very well. They're not asking for you to share your inner emotions. The "I'm fine, thank you" would be perfect for this moment. Similarly, you may hear somebody say, "How are you?" How are you? The appropriate response is the same as before, "I'm fine, thank you." And you? "I'm good, thanks." And you? They're not really asking how you are, it's just a greeting. Now, unless somebody knows you very well and they're asking, "How are you?" and they have concern on their face, or "Tell me about you, how are things?" then they're actually asking how you feel and how you are. If it's just a greeting, somebody that perhaps you don't know very well, and they say, "How are you?" "I'm fine, thank you." And you? And finally, something that you need to make sure you avoid is asking, "Who are you?" Who are you? This is very impolite. It's quite rude. So definitely one to avoid. Don't say, "Who are you?" We really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more videos from us, click the subscribe button. I've really enjoyed sharing this learning with you here today, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. So until next time, bye-bye!